Ayn Rand once said that her view on death was something she had heard from a poet whose name she could not remember. The poet, by the way, is Badger Clark, and the poem was called The Westerner. And the line she quoted was, "The world will end the day I die." I never understood it. Could you explain? Actually, it was two poems. The world was born, I can't remember, but like when I came into existence, and then the end of the poem was, "The world will end the day I die." Now, obviously, she wasn't speaking metaphysically. She wasn't saying there's no reality or no earth before me and none after. That would be bizarre. She'd have to be a solipsist for that. She was talking as an egoist of what is of any importance to her. And important means important to someone. It's not intrinsic. So as I take that to mean, the world that is of any importance to me is nothing until I'm there for it to be important to. And the same also when I'm gone, there's nothing of any importance to me because there's no me for it to be important to. And in that sense, the world that she cares about, the world that has any status, any value, any meaning to her, comes when she's there and is gone when she's gone. Now, she actually, if you want to know just one practical manifestation of this, I was talking to her one day within the last year or two of her life, and there's a whole bunch of her different papers and contracts and stuff like that, and I was asking her what did she want me to do with them. And she just shrugged and said, "I don't care. Once I'm dead, it doesn't make any difference. Do whatever you want." So, and that, in other words, that will be the world after she's dead. It's that her world has ended, so she doesn't want to make a disposition. Now, this does not mean that you cannot, like I can value a daughter and care about what happens in that sense after I die. But in terms of my own life, that the daughter would be a recollection from when I was here. But in terms of, to me, when it's gone, I'm gone. That's true for everybody. But most people don't want to say it. You know, they're living for, we hear all the time, what about generations, 10 generations from now? What are we doing to the air that's going to, pollute them 10 generations from now? That's ridiculous. Let them worry about it when they come into existence. Except if we're acting totally irresponsibly, such as, the bailout plan and saddling future generations with trillions. That's robbery. But that's a different thing. Robbery from one generation from another. You have said that you asked Miss Rand about her desires for the disposition of her papers after her death, and her response was along the lines of, "I don't care because I'll be dead." But didn't she ever express a desire that objectivism would advance even when she was no longer around to care about it? I answer this way. During her life, she certainly had a desire to advance objectivism, see her works and ideas spread. But during her life, all of those goals were open to her action. A value is that, her definition, a value is that which one acts to gain and keep. You can no longer say it is a value if you cannot act to gain and keep it. If there is no you to act to gain and keep, it cannot come under the category of value. You can't work to achieve if there's no you to evaluate or to act. Death annuls actions and values. It annuls everything for you. And that's the sense in which she said the world ends when she dies. Obviously, she knows that the physical universe continues, but she means the world for her as a valuer. Value is always, remember, value to whom and for what. And to her as a valuer, there is no world. And therefore, looking at that point of view and projecting, what would she want done when values are not applicable to her? She doesn't want anything done. There's no action she can take. During her life, she can project what she would like in the future and value it, because getting closer to that goal is open to her action. But that's only during her life. After that, she gave it some property to me and said, you know what to do with it. But she knew that she could not hold on to that as a goal and care about it that much at that point, because there was no way for her to concretize it. She couldn't tell me, this is the publishers you should deal with, and this is the editions you should bring out, and this is the Hollywood movies you should accept, etc., etc. She knew all of that as another realm. She can't even care about that. That's outside of her province. So just, here it is, do the best. I picked the best, good luck.